Yo, what is going on, y'all? Welcome. Move the mic a little closer. Welcome back to Blitz Masters Legends 2. We are here with top 8, y'all. The final 8 teams remain in the tournament. Sorry, I'm still kind of getting everything set up. I got home pretty late today. Yeah, we are down to 8 teams, guys. We are back to a standard format of round robin for top 8. So for Blitz Masters Legends 1, things were done slightly differently. It was just a double elimination tournament in top 8, and not a lot of people were a big fan of that. People voted to have another format. So we are back to our standard, whatever it is, round robin format for top 8. So I hope you guys are excited for it. We've got 8 very nice teams that I will introduce in just a minute here. But before that, I do want to go over the fact that this is a portal stream, y'all. You guys are going to be winning rewards for watching over the portal. So I will briefly show you how to do that in just a second, but what your rewards are going to be. So today they are going to be fan containers. Every 25 minutes of watching, you will win one, up to 4 total. So 1 hour and 40 minutes is what you're going to need to watch on the portal to get the full rewards. And there's an hour and 50 minutes of window for you to be able to watch. So the rewards portal opens at 9 Eastern, so it's going to open in just less than 10 minutes here. And it's going to be open until 10:50 Eastern, so an hour and 50 minute long window. You have to have the tab open for an hour and 40 minutes of that time to get the maximum rewards. Tomorrow is going to be the same, and then I believe Thursday is going to be a longer stream. You might have the chance to win 6 of them, I think. I'm not 100% sure which one that is. I know that Thursday is going to be like a 3-set stream instead of 2. Normally there's 2, but on Thursday there's going to be 3. So anyway, slightly different for the third day, but the other 2 are the same, so you guys don't have to worry about that too much. So briefly, to get to the rewards portal, I have them linked in the chat. I messaged them in the Discord announcement that I made, but if you go to my YouTube chat, if you're on YouTube, it should be the pinned comment. If you're in the Twitch chat, it should be pinned comment, and you click on that. And if you have an NA account, you need to log in on North America, and then you will get to the portal, and it should look something like this. I will go ahead and move my camera out of the way for the time being. Let's see. Well, let's just go to our normal spot here in the mid left. But here you can see the portal. So you can see that here's the stream. Here is the rewards portal window. So 9 p.m. Eastern to 10:50. And then this is the length of the duration that you need to watch. Also, you need to make sure that you're logged in on the top right. Go ahead and make sure you're logged in, because that's how Wargaming knows that your account is the one that's watching it. And yeah, so that is the portal. You can also find it on the World of Tanks Blitz website. If you go just to the home World of Tanks Blitz website, and then you can click on tournaments, and then Blitz Masters Legends 2, and then I believe I'm the only one streaming today on the portal, so you would go ahead and click that link right there. So here you go, you guys can see the stream. And yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and close this briefly. We've got one other thing that I wanted to show y'all, which is or 2 things, I suppose. 2 things. The first one is I wanted to introduce the top 8 teams, so we're gonna go ahead and start with that. We've got 7 Bud, which is a new team for this season. It is a combination of Ponda, who normally competes but this season is not competing, and Leverage, who will be under 7 Bud. So Ponda and Leverage combined to form 7 Bud. This is their logo. We've got DFM, top 4 in the previous Blitz Masters Legends 2. They've also got top 3 in the season before this one. They're a solid team, up and coming, and they're looking to make some waves today. We are going to be watching them in one of our sets today. Evany, who we will be also watching in one of our sets today. Top 8 team. They don't need much of an introduction, but I'll introduce them anyway. They've made top 8 several times under Evany tag and Alev tag. They've made top 4 under Alev. Joker, of course, they're the team that probably needs the least introduction. I believe they are 8-time champions now at this point. They won the previous season, won in grand finals against Origin, who, spoiler it, they're also on this list, but you know, Joker, very consistent team, the most consistent team in North America for the past 4 years or so. You've got Kitten, a new team to top 8. They've been around for a few seasons, but this is their first time making top 8. They did so just barely missing. They got 9th place, I believe, last season, And yeah, this season they did qualify for top 8, so congrats to them for doing it. We watched him qualify in the previous Last Chance stream, so congrats to Kitten on making it. Got Origin, also the other powerhouse of North America. They've been around top 8 for a very long time, or I should say top 4 for a very long time, really top 2. Very consistent since around 2023, I believe, was their first win. Yeah, they don't need much of an introduction. Most of this team is from Pramo and MM. Got Pincer, old team that made a run back for this season. They are affiliated with my own clan family, but not going to use that as an opportunity to, I guess, kind of be biased. But I am a Pincer enjoyer. Also, I forgot to mention this. So Tommy from the Pincer clan is actually going to be streaming a lot of their games on his channel, Tommy Tactics. Also, Cora streaming his POV on the Origin sets on his own channel. So if you guys know Cora on YouTube or Tommy Tactics, they will be streaming the POV for Origin and for Pincer respectively. So yeah. And he's streaming Asia server. Asia stream already happened, but you can catch tomorrow's stream soon. I believe it's 7 a.m. Eastern. It'll be in about 10 hours from now. We'll see. And then the new team, Rejects. This team completely brand new. This is a mix of lots of Russian-speaking players, I believe. I think they're all from, not all from Russia, but they all speak Russian. I think that's the language they communicate in. This is their logo because their team name is Ouroboros, so this is like a dragon that kind of eats its own tail. It's kind of some sort of symbolism that I'm not 100% familiar with, but that is the top 8 logos for this season. So we've got Rejects, Pincer, Origin, Kitten, Joker, Evany, DFM, and 7bud. That is your top 8. Really quickly, I do have to go to the chatting screen. I did receive my invite, and I've been kind of talking this whole time because I didn't have a lot of time to do what I wanted to do here. But we are here with the room. We got 2 minutes to go, so I can go ahead and show it in a sec. But before I show it, and it's probably not even that important to show it anyway because the score is 0-0, but I did want to show all of the groups that we're going to be watching throughout the tournament. So this is Tour 1, 7bud's playing Kitten, Joker's playing DFM, Pincer's playing Evany, Tommy's streaming, and then Origin's playing Rejects, which Cora is streaming. So if you guys want to check out some player POVs, you can do so there. We are watching Joker DFM. Tour 2, we're going to be watching Kitten Evany. 7bud DFM are going to play, Joker Rejects are going to play, Pincer Origin are going to play. So these are going to be your sets for day 1, is Tour 1 and Tour 2. And then Tour 3 and Tour 4, those are going to be tomorrow. And then 5, 6, and 7, and my face is kind of covering it a little bit, if maybe move it briefly out of the way. But 5, 6, and 7, these are all going to be on Thursday. So 3 sets on Thursday, big beefy group. Anyway, I just barely was able to cover all that, so we can go ahead and show the tournament room for the last minute here. We can go ahead and do that. I need to make sure that my portal is set up correctly. It is. I don't know if anyone's here to do the prediction. I guess I can briefly do that. I'll make it just 5 minutes. No, let's make it 2 minutes. And then go ahead and start that prediction. There we go. But yeah, guys, we've got Joker versus DFM starting out in top 8. This is a best of 7, so we're going to be seeing at least 2 maps here. And first to 4 wins it. Looking at the lineups here, we've got some very interesting lineups. I don't know if Joker's memeing around or what, but they've got a 183 and a Minnow in their lineup. Very interesting. I mean, I guess we can go ahead and start by introducing the map Castilla. While that's running, looking at, actually no, I can't even, you guys can't see the lineup, so it's not even worth discussing. I'll take this time to say hello to everyone in the chat. We got Jim Hamster, Feastin, Techno, Truong, who I already answered, Bobby, Florian, oh that's Tyrannos, what's up Tyrannos? Welcome everyone. Yeah, no Asia streamers are streaming today, but the Asia tournament's already happened, so you guys can catch the next day at some point, but not this stream, unfortunately. APAC players cannot get rewards from this one. Alright, so Joker is just memeing around with their lineup, clearly. They don't have the tanks that they were originally showing, that Minnow, the 183s, all that sort of stuff. They're going pretty standard. 2 MLEs, a 50, Two T100s, a VK90 and a 215B. T100s look like they are splitting up here. Panzer going to the T position just to kind of get some spotting reaction as well. We're on the C side. Interestingly, Panzer and Kami both get lit. No, that's 5 tanks actually from Joker that are getting lit. But Mormon G himself wasn't lit for a while. Looks like Tunnel taking a hit here. DFM sent 3 of their tanks all up to me. What the heck? I didn't even see Chikai here. Oh my goodness. Clearly I'm not ready. Chikai went for a very aggressive early peek and got completely nuked for it. I was not paying any attention at all. Gloria crossing the ramp to get to cover B. It looks like Joker's just going to go for the instant counter push here with the double MLEs. Very interesting. And Gloria is not really covered at all, as the most of DFM's team is on the A side. But Steel and Kakady don't particularly care about all the hits that they're taking from the other side of the map. They're just going to go for the quick kill on Gloria. Kami not able to get the kill shot there. Steel will pick it up. And Joker is actually going to send a group forward into Chikai along with Tunnel there, so they both sandwiched him out. Now HERSR, who grabbed the B base, is getting pushed in a 3v1. DFM still only has 1 tank over here. No one else is really able to support him. Fartman's going to try to put some shots in, but isn't going to have anything to cover Kami, who is coming in from the side. Man, I need to watch back what happened to Mr. Chikai here at some point, because I did not see what he did. He went for a very aggressive opening push through A base and got completely nuked for it. Man, was not ready for that at all. You know, normally used to seeing a really slow Castilla gameplay, but not this game, clearly. Mormon G gonna try to hide, Reaction gonna hunt him down. Gentleman, Atomic not able to turn to help out because they are focused elsewhere. Group actually may go down to Party Time and Gentleman here. I'm looking for a shot on Party Time. Wasn't able to get it. Reaction kills Mormon G. Group's still alive. Actually, Tunnel sneaking the kill on Party Time to keep him alive for just a little bit longer. Will Gentleman sneak around for the kill? Probably doesn't matter at this point. Yeah, that's game. Atomic the last alive. And Joker starting this one out with a 7-0. Man, I was not ready for the quick gameplay in this one. I'll be honest. Completely missed what happened to Chikai. Not the best start for that team. Also, it looks like the logos are swapped, so I'm gonna have to fix that. My bad, gamers. Joker on the left, DFM on the right. Update. And yeah, there we go. That's a Joker win. Very nice. What's up, Lima? Purple Aura. Yeah, best of 7 so 4 wins needed. Correct. So at least 2 maps are going to be seeing today, but we will see if Joker's able to wrap it up in only 2 maps. Of course, DFM, they're a top-level team, guys. These guys placed 3rd 2 seasons ago. Oh, I guess technically it was last season because the previous tournament was still part of this season. But DFM has gotten top 4 the past 2 tournaments in a row, right? They're a very strong team, and to get 7-0 in game number 1 is impressive. Okay, now Joker's rating up with 183s again. I'm kind of confused by this. What's going on here? They're on Castilla South. I don't know. I guess I don't really understand. Must be messing around or something. What's up, TK? 0. What's up? What's up? No, Joker seems intent on running double 183, double MLE, double T100 in a super conk. That's some kind of lineup. Also, something to note here, now that we're in top 8, there are no spectators. I'm the only one allowed to see it. There are players in the middle from both teams, but teams cannot spec. I'm the only spectator allowed here, so very cool. Alright, yeah, Castilla South 2 183s for Joker, so maybe they had them readied up only for the previous spawn. Wait, now they're unreadying last second, they're switching. Okay, I don't know what's going on here. They just like doing that for some reason. That's very confusing to me. Alright, so they're just messing around with their readying up skills, I guess. Whatever. I don't know if they think that there's like no delay or something. I'm being... I don't know. Maybe they're just trying to hide their tanks or something because they think there's no stream delay. There is a stream delay. 180 seconds. That is showing for me just fine. I don't know what's up with that. Oh well, whatever. Joker with only 2 British heavies this time. Interestingly, 95E6 from DFM. Very strong tank, I must say, but we haven't been seeing it too much in competitive. I guess it's mostly 2 and 5E and Super Conquer. But it's solid. So Joker split their T100s, one on each side. DFM, they're also rocking 2 T100s. They're both kind of encroaching upon the C side of the map. DFM getting some good early bleeds into Joker. Haven't yet taken any damage. They're also capping A. Joker doesn't seem to have an answer for that, so they're actually going to give up the early base lead to DFM, which is pretty significant, as it's very difficult to grab B and C if you don't do it very quickly. Tunnel's starting to drive into B, but I don't think he's going to be able to grab it. Yeah, Party Time is defending it, but no, Tunnel's goal is not to grab the base. He's to sneak around. Still takes a hit, but now he is in the ramp position that DFM took last game. DFM's not really in a position to counter push it though. Reaction looking like he might be ready to step on C. Now DFM is spotting it. Chick Eye looking to get a reset. He fires, gets spotted. Gloria fires, gets spotted. Mormon G. So Reaction spots all 3 of those tanks. None of them were able to reset the base. Reaction does pick it up here. Joker also moving their T100 LT forward. Very interesting. So he was up there with Tunnel, maybe to help out with the resets here. 2 tanks from DFM are up on the church area. No one from Joker, though. They've got group kind of hanging back in the Super Conqueror. Now, of course, DFM does have the cap lead, so it is on Joker to make the push. I'm imagining they're setting up for a B grab here. They've got both of their T100s on B. Party Time is spotted in his reset position. Kami opposing him. They're going for some shots just to kind of keep each other at bay. Eventually those double T100s are going to drive in on B here, but looks like DFM is sort of planning a reset here. They've got the VK90 in position looking at the crossing here. Also Chick Eye sneaking around as well, but Atomic Fartman actually getting turned by group for just a second here. Misses the shot, but that actually allows the double T100s to step onto the base because Atomic did get distracted. Tunnel keeping Party Time at bay and allowing Joker to go for the double grab. So Tunnel getting low on HP there, but it was for the purpose of grabbing the base, which they were able to do. DFM's going to counter push through A. They pushed group off of the Colo spot, of course, when he drove forward, but now he's pretty low. He's on less than half HP. Joker does have to be pretty concerned with the HP at this point. As Tunnel's quite low, group is quite low. Atomic's actually just going to drop right on down, and this could be an opportunity for Joker to pick something up. Kak is going to lead that charge, have group right behind him. Kami trying to keep HERSR back, but he doesn't care. He's just going to go for group anyway. Joker going to go for a counter push on Mormonji and Gloria. Tunnel's getting bled out pretty heavily himself, but group may be the first tank to fall in this battle. Atomic going to look for the kill there. No, it's going to be Gentleman instead. But Atomic does go back down in response. Also, looks like Mormon G is just going to leave Glory to die here in a 3v1. Tunnel going to help out with that as well. Party Time not able to help get the kill there. He will try to put extra shots in when possible, but no, he gets picked off first. Glory's going to go down. Kami gets picked by DFM, though. Kak's still alive. DFM's going to look to stop the B base, as it's going to be 800 cap points in just a minute here. And Joker still doesn't really have the HP. They are up a tank at the moment, but that tank is Kakity, who's kind of out of the fight for now. Joker needs to make something happen, but they don't have a whole lot of HP to work with, but maybe Mormon G could be the answer. Reaction is going to hunt him down. However, a Gentleman could cover if needed. HERSR and Chick Eye are both going to go for Kak here, but Reaction does start fighting Mormon G, but he didn't get the shot in somehow. Gentleman should be able to pick up steel, no problem. But Reaction does take down Mormon G, which is pretty big. 900 cap points now for Joker. Panzer's going to help out here against Chick Eye and HESR, but he just gets picked off anyway. Kak's going to fall as well, and that's going to mean it's Tunnel and Steel against Gentleman here. Reaction kind of lurking about. He's going to grab A, though. And DFM doesn't have an answer to that at the moment. They need to step C, though. They do get the pick on tunnel. HERSR is driving towards C. Steel needs to survive, but Gentleman's going to get the pick there. But no, Steel getting the kill on Chick Eye. That's a big deal. It might not matter enough, though, because stopping the C base is going to prevent Joker from getting the cap lead. I think DFM's actually going to be able to take this one. Yeah, definitely. Reaction Gentlemen spot each other. And yeah, DFM is going to be able to win game 2 here. Both teams, when they have the north spawn, winning the game. North spawn definitely considered the better spawn for competitive games. It looks like a Gentleman was even able to step A at the end there. Yeah, GG there. DFM able to equalize. Very nice. Whenever you see reaction, you bet he's with the T100. He himself outside vision range. He's a great light tank player. Top 4 for DFM, completely deserved. They're a solid team. They just took game 2 Alpha Joker. We're evened up heading into Rockfield here. Get that intro ready. The only one who bet today. Yeah, no one's really on Twitch anymore. Twitch is kind of dying out now that, you know, I'm doing tournament streams and all the tournament streams are linked to YouTube. So it makes sense, I guess. Which is understandable. Chica Shabali trying to enter the river dip near the A cap. Oh yeah, I wonder. Yeah, obviously I can deduce that's how it happened. I just didn't actually have it on the camera, which is my bad. Revelate for betting odds. I didn't have it up for very long. I only had it up for 2 minutes. I don't have any moderators here to help me out, unfortunately. We have 20 seconds left until game number 3. Don't know what tank Cac's gonna ready up in, but I'm presuming he's gonna be in a MLE. He usually runs heavies for the team. But we've got, for DFM at least, 3 British heavies, 3 MLEs, and a Vickers. Vickers being the light tank of choice here. It's a T100, 4 MLEs, and 2 95E6s. So again, we're seeing the 95E6 out here. We didn't really see many of them for BML1, but here in BML2 we're seeing plenty. Was the tank updated in between? I thought it already had the PBR, but maybe it didn't. Because the PBR buffed its mantlet by quite a bit. Anyway, the Rockfield intro is rolling. Here we are with it. Game 3, set is tied 1-1. Joker heading towards A primarily, DFM opposite. Well, actually, they're quite split. DFM is very much split. Light tanks lighting each other up in C. Reaction, though, sneaking a shot into HERSR. Very bold. Having that light tank spotted next to him and still putting that shot in. Reaction is still spotted, though. He's going to be running away while lit. I think DFM is going to realize that, you know, Joker isn't really anywhere over on the C side. Atomic taking a couple hits there. Oh, in the Chieftain. Very lightly armored heavy tank. I'm curious why this tank was used over another 2 and 5B. Obviously, there is reason for it. It might just be having that extra gun depression. Now, Panzer's trying to grab the base A here. Very challenging to grab a base like this when you're in such a tall tank, but I think he is going to get away with it. Yep, he does. Joker not wasting any time. They're going to keep pushing here, it looks like. Cat getting all the way around to Mormon, who's going to not quite turn around now. You don't want to face your armor towards the one tank and then leave yourself open to the other 3. Now, DFM does have a pretty solid defense set up here. Gloria and Party Time are going to have a pretty nice crossfire, but they aren't going to be able to do a whole lot about Cackety, who is on the side of Mormon G. Reaction also doing his sneaky little stuff in the back. At the moment, though, hit points are pretty close. Panzer's going to drop down as well to help out with Mormon G, who is still a 2-shot for the team. Cat going to turn around to put an extra shell in, but he's just exposing himself to HERSR. Panzer getting the kill there nicely, and Atomic also quite low. But Kak needs to try to back up behind that tank if he's able to survive. Able to do it. Ichi trying to get a little kill there, was not able to hit it, and Joker is just continuing their push very nicely. Looking at reaction, he was kind of trying to keep Chikai away from the rest of the fight, which honestly not a bad play. Chikai is going to try to hunt them down to T100. Definitely has a disadvantage in a light tank 1v1 because the Vickers is hash, but Chikai not really taking the opportunity to go for a 1v1 there, and Joker's just going to continue their brawl, picking up another kill. No one on the team dead yet. It's funny to see how the HP is basically even between these two teams, but one of the teams has 3 more tanks than the other. Okay, now Chikai is going to start chasing Reaction. Yeah, you can see the difference there. Reaction took 340 damage, Chikai only took 300. The difference that Hesh makes is very important in that light tank 1v1. Yeah, another shot, 390. Chikai is definitely winning that light tank 1v1. However, is it really going to matter too much? Hard to say. Glory just died. Tunnel and group are going to pick off Gentleman here most likely. The Tunnel missing that one shot. And yes, Chikai does get the kill in reaction, so it's not quite a 7-0. Panzer picks party time, Tunnel gets Gentleman, and there we go. Chikai going to look for one more kill. May not even get that. And here we go. Joker's going to win this one quite handily as well. Very interesting. So their wins that they've had was a 7-0 and a 6-0. But this game was a lot closer than that one suggests just by the hit points, you know. Pretty much every tank from Joker ended up very, very low. And if DFM was maybe a little bit more unified and able to keep their initial deaths like a little bit delayed, you know, keep them alive a little bit longer, that could have gone either way. But the push from Joker was unyielding. And they get the dub. Steel on top with 34 damage, by the way. Shout out. 34. What number? We'll move on to game number 4. And again, Kak seems so insistent on picking the 183 before it's ready. 34, you following Joker or DFM for the live stream? Neither. Next set's going to be Kitten and Ebony. You don't really have to follow teams anymore. That used to be kind of a thing, but now I can just kind of pick and choose which matches are good. And so I'm trying to give pretty much every team coverage. So I'm trying to watch every team at least once. And so I think the next set would be a good opportunity to watch Kitten and Ebony. Kitten being a new top 8 team, and Ebony... I think Ebony and Kitten are at a pretty similar level in terms of competitive play right now. Anyway. So like DFM getting rid of the Vickers, going back to T100, but they're going to add a 50M to the mix. 3 MLEs, 2 2 and 5 Bs. And of course I can't read Joker's lineup until the game's about to start because they keep memeing. Not a fan of the MLE. It's not the most fun tank to play. I don't necessarily disagree with you, but it's very strong for a reason. It's got super high durability, high hit points, and it's relatively mobile for all of that durability, so that's why it's used. Very good for pushing, for soaking. I mean, its gun hits reasonably hard as well, even though it's not the best gun. 450 alpha's not bad. Looks like we're seeing a boost play here from DFM team. They're going to use a 50M. Try to boost the T100 with only the 50M, which you can do. Looks like they are working on getting that going. It might take them a sec. Now here we go. T100 has been boosted. The nice thing about doing with only one tank is that it means you don't really have to give up map control. If you try to boost a lot with a lot of tanks, you can give up map control. And look at how aggressive Joker is here. I don't think I've ever really seen the paths that they're taking here, putting so many tanks in the middle here. They have a few on C, and they are going to grab the C base, but also going for a quick B grab, and Atomic going to go for a quick reset here. And he does get it, but he loses about a third of his HP in the meantime. Group having a very nice angle on him. Also, Reaction going to try to keep him away as well. And yeah, we're not going to see that reset here. Atomic is pre-aiming Reaction, who sees that. And yeah, Tunnel getting hit pretty hard crossing there. Now DFM is going for A, but HERSR did get reset. So are they going to keep doing it? Reaction's going in. Or is he going to try to take a 1v1 there? That'd be crazy. I'm curious to see the vision that Chikai has right now. I wonder if Joker has deduced that he is boosted yet. I haven't seen how much damage he's been putting out. But they seem relatively safe right now, and the fact that they're hiding in B, they're hiding behind all these hills, makes me think that, yeah, they probably know that he's boosted. Now HERSR trying to push forward into reaction, finding Steel here, realizing that he's in a 2v1. And Joker's always going to have the mismatch somewhere on the map because of the fact that DFM has put a tank up to the boost position. So there's going to be a mismatch somewhere. And since Joker's putting an extra tank, or sorry, DFM's putting an extra tank here, that tells Joker that somewhere else is going to be a mismatch if they know that he's boosted. Now, Party Time is a pretty scary tank to put right here. Reaction not going to want to fight a 2 and 5 beat, and so Steel's actually going to likely go down here. And Joker's just kind of realizing that they need to make a play somewhere else because, yeah, they just lost Steel. Party Time just scared Reaction away from the fight. Joker looks like instead they have found Glory as a potential target. Group's going to be able to put in the second shot here. Likely, not quite. Lion Season is behind, but Mormon G going to be able to help out here. Tunnel also quite low, getting hunted down by Party Time. And DFM's push over through A actually working quite well. Panzer's going to be the next pickup. Lion Season also going down. Just like that, it's a 6v3 in the favor of DFM. And they still have their boosted tank, although he is just driving down now. And DFM are going to win this game with a boosted tank. Joker had a very nice opening, but we're not able to convert it into anything. Having those 2 bases, but losing a lot of HP that they were never able to make back up. Reaction will have the kill on Atomic here. But down goes Kami. Group's gonna die, and then it's just a 1 versus 4. And Reaction's not gonna be able to hold on to the bases, obviously. He's not gonna be able to stop them from grabbing C and B, which they are going to do now. And that's game 4 gonna be going to DFM here. Very impressed by their play today. Yep, Chikai is stopping the C base. Curious to see how much damage he did. I wasn't really putting a lot of emphasis in watching from the boost position. At this point, it's something that we've seen many times, so it's not really something that's like, oh my goodness, they're going for this crazy play that no one's ever seen before. We need to watch this boost. Action is going to look for a kill in HERSR, but even then, it's not going to be enough. Very nice kill, but now you've got Chikai on you. They are trying to put up a fight, though, and they did bring it back to a 2v1, or it was, I think, a 6v3. Did that HE just do like 10 damage? I didn't see that. That was weird. But, hey. DFM evening it up, 2-2. That's very impressive. Stepping away for a second. Forgot to grab my drink, so I went ahead and did that right now. 3,700 from Gentleman and 32 from Chikai, so he was pretty effective that game, must say. So maybe Joker didn't realize that he's boosted for a while. Don't know. I do not know. But we're on to game number 5, y'all. New Bay is going to be the map. Games 5 and 6. We are definitely going to be seeing both of them. Let's look at the map intro setup. Lots of mouse here for DFM. Very interesting. Cat getting benched. This is so sad. The chat, we've got El Doble, what's up? James, Schism, Jim. Joker's keeping their lineup pretty simple for game 5. 3 British heavies, 4 MLEs. Well, DFM bring out an MLE, bring out one of their British heavies and add in 2 mouse. So Mouse is one of the tanks that you do tend to see on New Bay quite a bit. Very good at blocking lanes. Alright, let's just go ahead and introduce New Bay. Welcome to the stream, Shelly. I wonder if we are going to be seeing a tiebreaker. The very first set of top 8. That would be a great way to kick it off. Of course, after this set ends, we will go ahead and take a look at how all the other teams did. Again, if you guys want to watch some player POVs, Pincer has Tommy streaming their POV, and then Cora is streaming his POV for Origin. Here we are with game 5. Looking at Joker, they're pretty much all going for the ramp side of things. DFM is split, whereas Mouse usually drive through the middle. You can either go up on the rails, or you can just take them straight to C. But it looks like they are going through the middle here, or maybe they just see the tanks from Joker. HER Star Mormon G spotting pretty much everyone. That's 5 out of the 7 tanks from Joker spotted. Panzer in a little bit of a trap position here for Joker, just trying to cover B, I guess, but huge bleeds into Steel from the side, and in come the 2 and 5 Bs right into the side of Steel. That's a lot of damage right there. Joker is going to push through anyway. Just going to go for HERSR, but those 2 and 5 Bs are terrorizing the Joker team right now. HE's just going to be able to drop back, and Tunnel's caught. He's not going to be able to do anything. He's just going to fall. And DFM's got a really nice counter push going here. Yeah, Reaction getting blood 1400 in the side. Man, those 2 and 5 Bs absolutely tearing up the Joker team right now. Party time does go down. He got deleted pretty quickly. Joker's not completely out of it. The Camino's going to have a good kill on Mormon G in just a minute here. The Tunnel will fall. He does. The Mouse Gloria going to be disrupting it, driving up through the middle into the ramp. He's taking a lot of damage, 1100 right there, but that's exactly what you want if you're DFM, right? You want those tanks taking all the damage. I will say, though, Joker's brought back the damage quite heavily here. Gloria getting bled out for 1400, and honestly, if you're Joker, you're okay with just getting that kill. You need to get the kills on the board here. Le Camino going to try to sneak Mormon G there. Is he going to be able to get it? He needs it. Yes, he does. Right before Chikai able to get the kill there, which he is about to do in just a moment, but that's a big pickup there. Group getting picked as well, but down goes HERSR. Now it's a 4v2. And as terrorizing as those 2 and 5 Bs were from the DFM team, as soon as they started pushing forward with Atomic right behind him and Gloria as well, they got deleted very quickly. Joker did a very good job at taking those tanks out very quickly, and just like that, Joker turned around a 4k HP deficit into a likely win here. It's a 4v1. Chikai, the last tank left alive. He's got the reactive on, bouncing a shot from Panzer, but that hardly matters, right? Everyone else from Joker going to be driving on in here. Chikai looking for some other kill, though. He's going to look for Steel. Not able to get it, though, and he just gets deleted. Dang, that was back and forth. I thought DFM were looking so good with those 2 and 5 Bs in the middle, and Joker didn't seem to have an answer. But I think they overextended a little bit. I'm going to let that Mouse drive forward instead of driving in front of the Mouse there, like it looks like they were doing. And Joker able to turn that around. Panzer on top of 4k, so he kind of came around from the back. Maybe he was just able to farm those 2 and 5 Bs in their rear long enough to handle them. Dang, that's a crazy game. I really enjoyed that one. And now it's 3-2. DFM having the chance to equalize here, though. And getting rid of the Mouse here, both of them, potentially. Adding a 50M, a medium tank into the fight. Yeah, no Mouse for this one. Joker, of course, can't comment on what their lineup is quite yet. I'm getting the Lion. I have not gambled for the Lion. Corin not streaming? Oh, he's not streaming today. Really? That's surprising to me. Fair enough. They keep talking about how they're streaming their POV and Cora's just not streaming his POV. That's unfortunate. That's a bummer to hear, but maybe they're just trying to save their tactics or something. I don't know. But thank you for letting me know. I've been talking about it this whole time and he isn't streaming after all. It's understandable, I guess. But it is what it is. Anyway, game number 6 about to happen. It would be hilarious if Kami or Kak just like forgot to switch their tanks. That would just be so funny to me. Now they're both running MLEs, so 5 MLEs and 2 2 and 5Bs. Fair enough. Going very heavy. DFM do keep 1 mouse, so they did bring a mouse back. It's going to be Atomic. We'll see if the 50M, maybe it could be the difference maker for this DFM strat. He's actually going alone to the ramps. The rest of DFM is towards BC. Obviously he's going to start with grabbing B, but Chikai not committing very far at all. He's actually going to use this little building as cover, see what he can spot. He doesn't find anything though. Going for a blind shot of some kind, but doesn't get anything. Now DFM taking a very early crossing here into the park and actually going to push Joker team off of C. Extremely aggressive opening strat. Joker don't seem phased at the moment. They're still grouped up together quite nicely. Reaction pushing pretty far forward in the ML. He actually does find Chick Eye. We'll see if they go for a fight or what. Panzer's coming up through the mid. But it looks like DFM had some shots into him as well. So pretty good angles at the moment for the DFM team. They're looking pretty solid. And ooh, Kakity getting hit pretty hard there. And DFM's just pushing right on through. And Joker, they might have the counter push through the side here. Is that what Kamuno's going to go for? Yes, they are going to counter push through the side potentially. At the moment, 2 bases for DFM. They can make some stuff happen here. But in comes Joker with the counter push. Yes, they are going to go for Mormon G, HERSR, Gloria. In the meantime, Reaction's holding off nicely against Gentleman Chick Eye, but you don't want to waste too many tanks on them, so they're not going to worry about putting Party Time or Atomic there. But down goes Mormon G. Gloria is going to be the next focus fire target. Kak and Panzer just need to get themselves in the fight here. Really good shots from Atomic. Fartman trying to track group, slow down his push a little bit. Kak and Panzer are actually going to stick behind and farm out Atomic, interestingly. Would expect the focus fire here, but no, they're not going to be going for that. Joker does need to mine the caps a little bit. It's probably not going to go down to it, but you probably don't want to let the points tick up way too far. Kak actually does get picked. Reaction's still alive there, kind of bothering Chick Eye. Continue to do so. The 50M kind of being taken out of the equation here. Would have expected that tank to maybe be able to make some plays, but not really being used for maybe the intention that DFM had. Now, DFM still has some HP left in the game, but it's all in Gentleman here, and that's a very soft tank. It actually looks like he has a... No, that's Chick Eye with the dead driver. So Chick Eye driving all the way around with his dead driver, but not going to be able to get himself into the fight here in time. Gentleman tracked and killed. Atomic next to fall. Not even able to put in that last kill shot. And Chick Eye not going to waste any time. He's just going to drive into the fight. DFM saying GG, being good sports about it, as Joker are poised to take this set 4-2 here. But very well played by DFM, I have to say. Taking those 2 games is very nice. They did a great job with it. And that's a great start for them in the tournament, to be honest. Atomic sinks up to 34. Why, thank you. But yeah, DFM, very good opening. Obviously, you're never going to be expected to win the set of Joker, but being able to take 2 games, being able to bring back, I wouldn't really say bring back game number 4, maybe, because they were never strictly losing it, but giving up those 2 opening caps from Joker and still being able to win that game was very nicely played from DFM. But, you know, Joker, they've been doing this forever, right? Most of this roster has been on Joker for at least, you know, a little while. Kak, one of the OG core players, Reaction's been on there for a long time. Steel, Kami. I am just realizing this. Are they playing without Javi? They're playing without their caller Javi this whole time. So that's actually pretty significant. If they've been playing this entire time without Javi, that is notable. Yeah, he's not here. They're playing without their captain. You know. So I gotta give it up to Joker for that. Something I didn't even recognize at the start. No Javi at all. But hey, they played well without him. I have to give it up. Alright, let's go ahead and see how all of the other groups are doing. So I'm going to go pull up the website and refresh it. It always takes a while, so we'll see how long this takes. Maybe it's done already? Yeah, it is done already, actually. Okay. So let's go ahead and pull up the results. So teams that have won. So 7 Bud 4-1 over Kitten. Joker 4-2 over DFM. Pincer Evany 4-1. Origin and Rejects are still playing. Wow, okay. So this could be like a potential tiebreaker. That is very significant. Rejects, brand new Russian team, taking Origin, an NA powerhouse, to at least 6 games. Like, there's no way this is a 4-1, right? All those sets would have been done by now. This is at least going to be a 4-2, potentially a 4-3. I gotta say, Rejects must be really good. I think I am set to watch them. I think I am watching both of their sets on this day, on day 2. DFM Rejects and DFM 7, or Rejects 7 Bud. This could be really interesting to watch, because I have not seen Rejects play yet. So I am super excited to see that. But, so we see Pincer, 7 Bud, and Joker have already won their sets. And then we'll see if it's Rejects or Origin. And then in the next group, we will be watching Kitten Evany. So we'll have this streamed. Pincer's game is going to be streamed by Tommy. And 7 Bud DFM. This should be a good set. I'm excited to see the outcome of this one. Joker Rejects. If Rejects beats Origin, then this would be an amazing set to see as well. Holy cow. We've got some really heavy hitting sets in Tour 2. And I can't watch all of them, but I chose to watch Kitten Evany because I want to watch all these teams at least once in top 8, right? I don't know if there's a good opportunity to watch them at any other point where the sets would be interesting and competitive. Because, like, Kitten gets their ass kicked by Joker every day. Evany gets their ass kicked by Origin every day. Most likely, at least. You know, I have to pick them in a set where, you know, I think it could be competitive. We'll see if it is, but that was just my best guess. What's up, Mighty? Welcome to the stream. EP. Yeah, Lima, they were readying up in 183s, but not actually using them. Anyway, we got plenty of time until the next set. It should probably start at 10:10 is my guess, or is it usually 10:05? I'm trying to remember. 10:05. Okay, so we still got like almost half an hour. Maps are going to be Fort Despair, Middleburg, Naval, and Hallis for tiebreaker. Cool. I want to see if Origin set's done yet. No, still no. No. Alright, well, we got some time. I will play some Gravity in the meantime. Not feeling any pubs. Now, I did want to go over one thing here. Which is the Advent thing. I actually did the math on this, and maybe we'll see. Let me see if I can like maybe take a screenshot and show the math that I did. Because I actually went ahead and calculated all of this stuff out. How much it's going to cost on average. And, you know, I'll just read my Discord, honestly. Just want to make sure that nothing crazy here. Yeah, so I'll stream my Discord real quick. So go ahead and full screen this. Is there a way to full screen it? Is it F11? I don't know how to full screen Discord without it being like without it showing the taskbar. The taskbar doesn't really matter, I guess. You know what? Screw it. We can just show the stream. Okay, so here's my server, gamers. This is my Discord server, which, by the way, you can join if you guys are interested. All of my tournament stuff goes here. Pretty much everything related to the channel here. Got plenty of stuff here if you guys are interested. We're at 10 boosts out of 14. But in the news channel, one thing that I did is I did the math for how much gold it's going to cost you on average to buy 10 globes, and this takes into account everything: the tier 1 boxes with their odds, the tier 2 boxes with their odds, tier 3 boxes with their odds. And you don't have to understand the math if you don't want to. Essentially, after stage 1, you'll have an expected value of 0.42 snow globes, and 0.54, sorry, for the second stage. And so if you're on average gonna get, 0.96 snow globes in the first 2 stages, you need to get about 9 snow globes in tier 3, and that's going to cost you on average about 183,000 gold. So then you add up the other stages, it's going to cost you just short of 200,000 gold if you guys want to win this. Can I zoom in anymore? I don't know if I can. Yeah, I guess like this. Screw it, just like that. 198,000 gold on average. We'll zoom in even more. So if you guys want to go through the math, this is how much each gold box costs, the odds, the expected value for each stage, and adding them all up. 198,000 gold spent. Now that doesn't mean you need to have 198,000 gold on you, because of course if you're opening snow globes, the first few that you open, you might get some duplicates, you might earn some gold back. So you don't necessarily have to have 198,000 gold at the start, but you're going to have to probably spend at least that much. Maybe more, maybe less, but expect to spend around that much just to get all the stuff that you want. Now, it's very expensive. This is much more expensive than the last one, where I calculated out just briefly, and I think it was around 120,000 gold in the last one. So this is about 50% more gold that you need to spend compared to previous ones. So kind of wacky in that regard. And I'm not a big fan of that personally. I haven't decided if I'm gonna do my gambling or not. Excuse me. I have enough gold to do it, probably. I'm at 160k. I think I could probably win some back. But I don't know if it's worth it. I don't really know if I want to. Because the main prize, the lion, I don't know a lot about the tank, and it seems like it's okay. But it doesn't seem amazing. So I don't know. I haven't fully decided. Of course, I have a little bit of time. I've got about 12 days, but we'll see. And awake since 6 a.m. It's almost 1 hour. That's tough. Yeah. I've been up since about 6 a.m. as well. It's almost 10 here. I slept really early last night. I normally don't sleep before midnight. Last night I slept before 9. It's crazy. What's up, Mike J. Silva? Welcome. I don't know if this is going to be the best place for you to recruit a tournament team, but good luck tonight. Can't have any upsets tomorrow. It would be cool to see. What's up, Sneaky? What's up, fellas? Anyway, I don't plan on doing much gambling. I'll spend a little. Let's spend 100k free XP just for you guys. If you get a globe out of one of these 2 boxes, I'm cheating. Okay, I'm cheating, guys. I'm cheating. Surely we won't get one for the next one, right? Right? That would have been hilarious. Wow. Well, guys, we got a snow globe. We did get a snow globe, in fact. And we have to open it now that we got it. Lion is really the only tank that I care about here. I have most of them. I don't have the Lorraine, and I don't have these 3 tanks, and I don't have the ST as well. That's funny. That is so funny. Oh my goodness. Does it show like the compensation for all these? Are these all collectors? No, they're not all collectors. Some of them are premium, but only like a couple of them are. Very likely to earn gold back from this. Alright. We're opening the globe. If you get the lion, 0.88% chance. That'd be hilarious. 0.88% Solid 590. I think I got this tank just a few days ago, actually, from some other thing that I was opening, from like a draw. So I do get some gold comp for that. 5k gold. Solid. Okay, we took 50k free XP, 100k free XP really, and we turned it into 5k gold. Not bad. Full screen, Control Shift F. Let me try that. That did work. Thank you. Good tip for next time. I appreciate it. Don't know all the keybinds. I tried F11 and I tried to Control Enter, but Control Shift F. That's a good knowledge. That's a good wisdom right there. Cool. All right. Well, we just cheated our gambling here. Not bad. Maybe let's see if that set had ended, and then we can play games until the next set starts. Origin rejects. Ooh, Origin 4-2 over rejects. Okay, so Origin gets the dub. Rejects taking 2 games off Origin though. That's pretty good. This team, I had not heard of several of these players before. Tony Ragepinja, Sad World, no. I knew Kavalas. Didn't know either of those. This renamed user, I guess I don't know who that is, so I can't say for sure. Only 35 battles, so definitely not. Zabi actually was in Apex for a while. He's pretty cool. Exovert, know him. But Snim, kind of know him. Destin, I've heard he's a good player from RU, but I don't know who that is. Overall, like, these are mostly unknown players to me, so it's really cool to see that they are making a good team. Obviously, probably coming over from the Russia server, which is cool, I suppose. It's always good having a new competition on NA. Anyway, that's how the sets are going. We can go ahead and play a couple games. Really, we only have time for 2, maybe 3 if they're very fast. I'm playing the mouse, so we'll just have some fun in Gravity. W key some fools. On average, not worth the gamble. It seems like it's okay, but not that good. It seems fine. And there's a mouse on their team. He's just gonna W key for the ram here, so will I. Screw it. Except we hit our shot. And this guy missed his. Nice. Hopefully my team can handle over there, right? Surely. Where'd that go? I don't know. Okay, but the egg fired, so I feel confident in peeking out like this. And maybe I just leave this mouse to hold while I look elsewhere. Like this leopard, for example. Low roll. It's fine. Sent 250k XP, got 3 globes. That's pretty nuts. That's very lucky, because it's only 2% chance for each 50k, so you do not expect to get 3 snow globes there. Okay, so this guy only wants me, it seems. Because as soon as I back off, he backs off to look my way. But good for him, because he's getting killed for it. Maybe this T-22 is not paying attention. He is paying attention. This is so sad. But we can just do this. And here we go. 5v3, yeah, we're good. Thought I had a lower plate there, I guess I didn't. And there we go. Not bad. You're not as fast as I wanted it to be. That went low. If it reminds you of saying we used to say, so well, farted and fell. That's funny. Yeah, they had a great start. They had a very good start. And this is against, again, the best team in North America. So, I mean, if we go off last season. So really, that's a very good start for them. Again, DFM's never expected to win that set. So the fact that they took 2 games off and they were relatively close, like, props. Props. There's a clip of me cheating in the Discord. Oh, is it? Did you clip me saying that? That's funny. Yep. That's great. Very nice. I love it. Get a heart from the other mouse. Let's go. Yeah, we can play a couple more games here. I got a clan applicant. I'll have to look at that later. What can I claim? It's saying I can claim something? What can I claim? I don't see anything I can claim. Or no, obviously still strong. Yeah, they did pretty good. I must say, yeah, Joker was without their collar captain. Arguably the GOAT of NA. But still, you know, Joker is more than capable of without him. Hoping to get the concept, and I think he'll wait for the auction. Concept in the auction would be likely, in my opinion, Bobby. Especially considering it was the 10-year award tank, so it's literally been given out for free before. I would not be surprised if it ended up in the auction. I guess I don't know if I would go so far as to say likely. Like I said it a second ago, but now I'm realizing maybe not likely, but certainly within the realm of possibility. Yes. Oh, yes. He's dead. Nice. Nice. I love that. Alright, let's see if we can maybe get a ram back into him. Maybe that's not a good idea. Yeah, I don't think I'd want to do that. Okay, there's their 183. We'll just hold this. Yeah, if he wants to HE me, he's more than welcome to HE me. That's never gonna work. That hurt, though, I will say, that hurt. Somehow this V4 is still alive. Egg's 100% about to kill me. Yeah. I thought maybe if I shot him it would be able to just send his shell, but it did not. It did not. Bloodline your buddy's account's fun. Yeah. Definitely. You joined Pincer. Who is this? I don't know who this is. DM me on Discord if you're serious about it, and if you are, good. And oh, actually no, if you're joining Pincer, the answer is no. Pincer's not open. If they ask us to join Apex, I'd have to look at your stats and recruiting and all that stuff, but Pincer, no. Pincer 0 times out of 10. Pincer's closed. I'm using for XP and gold. Progress through faster. Oh, if you buy containers and stuff, does that give you currency to progress the event? That makes sense. I guess I'm not sure. I didn't look at the event too closely. I only looked at it through the lens of getting the lion through getting 10 globes. It's all 7 of them. Dang, what happened to their Yag? Why is he backwards? What? That's crazy. Okay, our Sheridan is killing himself. He does not care. He says we lose. He suicides and then says we lose. Very nice. What a gamer. Okay, that shot was awful. Somehow I got lit by that 50M. That's impressive. Did not expect it, I must say. What is their Sheridan doing? He died up there, that's funny. Move a little bit too far forward there. Don't know if I want to shoot this guy. I guess I have to now I'm lit. Dang, wish I could have saved the egg from taking that. This is not great. I think we're fine. Okay, yeah, that was big. Shot went very low. For some reason. Nice shot there. That's a lot. That's like a 500-meter shot. Not too bad. Nice little trick you can do if you've got good shell velocity. And if you're light, you can kind of do something like this where you boost yourself. Little jump action in there. Oop, I hit my teammate in the air. Go for that kill. This guy seems like he's empty. And there we go. Same claim you can buy the box from you. Oh, very cool. Yeah, I don't think I want to. We will see if I want to gamble or not. I'm not sure. Winning that one globe actually brings down my costs by a lot. Like, it probably brings my costs down by 15k gold. That was very, very lucky. Alright, I'm not gonna make a new one because we're gonna get a Roomba invite in a minute here. Let's put another 100k free XP in. Odds is very, very low of getting anything, but I don't care. I have plenty of it to spare. Hey, 1,000 gold. That is a box right there. We can just go ahead and buy a box if we wanted to. But again, I don't think I do. Readings from Russia has nothing to word game policy. There must be some way for them. I don't know if they're all from Russia. They might just be US residents that are speaking Russian. I just know that the team speaks Russian. I don't know if they're all Legionnaires, though. I have a feeling that Wargaming has already checked them and approved that they can play. Not 100% though. Yeah, well, we got our room invite, so I'm gonna go ahead and hide into the scene. Reminder, guys, that this is a portal stream, so make sure you guys are logged into the portal. And let's get this set up. We got Kit and Ebony. Cool. I've seen Kitten play this season. We watched him in the last chance. Don't think we watched Ebony, though. So this will be our first time watching Evany play. Very cool. I did watch him, I guess, in Blitz Masters Legends 1, if you count that. I think I watched him play 7 rats. Looking at my old stuff here. Yeah, I did watch him play 7 rats. I forget who won that one, actually. I think it was 7 rats. But I don't remember. But meta really hasn't changed since then. We'll see how both teams play. I can show the lineups in just a bit here. Doing that for you earlier, saying you claim something but not to claim it. Yeah, I don't know. Gold tickets basically move through levels faster. Okay, that makes sense, Bobby. In which case, it's probably better to do the gambling early on rather than later. Alright, let's go ahead and show the room. Kitten and Evany. Again, this is Kitten's first top 8. We've got a solid roster. Guess I can briefly show the roster of the teams. So let's do that. I'm just going to pull up the scoreboard, whatever. Kitten, got Violet, Mommy, Copenhagen, renamed user 1, Bentley Coop, Trap Melon. This is not actual Trap Melon, I think. Renamed user 2, Genesis, Trizos, and Moki. Solid team. And then for Evany, we got Benny, Chloe, Kenobi, Lagundo, Stev, Leggy, Target Practice, Riclet, Buck, and X1Z. And this is normally Alev's B team, but I mean, Alev isn't really fielding a team, so honestly, this is just like Alev's. This is the main team for the family at this point. So yeah, that is that team. Both of them have similar lineups. Kitten, though, more focused on the British heavies. Evany more focused on the MLEs. Now, Fort Despair, the very first map, tends to be heavier of a map, but looks like Kitten has a different approach to it. Curious to see how it's being run. Really, the only difference is Kitten's added 2 Super Conks instead of those MLEs, because they both have 2 Toon 5Bs on the team. Maybe I shouldn't be always referring to them collectively as British heavies, because they actually play quite differently. The Toon 5B is more of a farmer, and the Super Conquer is more of like a, I mean, it's got reactive. It's used for reactive and having relatively good gun depression, armor, and the gun's still decent. It's an all-rounder. Obviously pretty good tank since it's in the meta. Yeah, have not watched Evany play in this tournament. We did watch Kitten. They looked pretty good. He 3-0'd Gosu, which is pretty significant because Gosu's made top 8 before. And Gosu's one of the teams that benefited pretty heavily from having PC. Now, I must say, looking at the lineups here, Kitten's got 3 PC players. Evany has 4. That's or 3 as well. I was looking at this and thinking it was one of the Evany players. That is something to consider, I suppose, that I hadn't really considered. This is the first tournament in a long time, really ever, I think. The first time ever that PC's been allowed in a competitive tournament like this, so something to keep in mind. I didn't actually look at in the previous sets how many PC players were on each team. Maybe something I should have done. Could briefly go back and look. Joker had none. DFM had like 1. So those teams, I mean, I guess the teams that have previously been in, you know, top competitive positioning without PC, those are probably still like primarily mobile players. And all those top teams probably want to relatively like stay pretty good up, like, you know, on their mobile gameplay skills, because we never know if future tournaments are just going to go back to touch only, if they're all going to be mixed or what. So it makes sense for the teams that have always been on top to stay playing on mobile mostly. Anyway, we can focus on the gameplay here. Looks like Evany pretty heavily going A here, sending 5 tanks. That's the most tanks I've ever seen sent A. Kitten very heavily aggressive into B though. Looks like maybe they're trying to counteract the heavy A positioning by quickly grabbing B, setting themselves up in the center here. They find Raclette on his own, and they're actually going to send Bentley and Chorizos directly into him. They're not going to waste any time at all. Benny also taking a lot of damage here. Genesis, Copenhagen holding him back. Violet and Mamma Mia here also holding back, and very cleverly waiting to get spotted until this long. And Kitten has a very big advantage in this opening game in terms of bleeding out specific tanks quite a bit. However, the HP difference, it's only 3,000 right now. We'll see. It's starting to grow, though. Raclette should get picked off relatively quickly. Lagundo also getting picked off here. Mamma Mia and Violet are now going to have an easy 2-on-1, so Kenobi definitely overextended there, trying to help Lagundo out. He's a free farm. Buck being picked off by Kitten. Raclette dies. Benny should have Copenhagen, but he's going to fall as well. He's a one-shot. In this game, not even close. Very easily going to go to Kitten here. Leggy now in a 2v1. Benny gets picked off. Target practice. I'm going to try to work on getting the kill on Genesis there, but Bentley doing a very nice job at HP sharing. I'm going to try to continue to do that. And yeah, now Genesis is safe, so target practice will just quickly go down. Leggy may have the kill on Mamma Mia here. Going to go for a ram. He's on 5 HP. Mamma Mia bounces the chance to save his life. But did I see Leggy fail the HE and actually damage himself there? That's a little awkward. Either way, results the same. Game 1 going to Kitten. 5 tanks to A. That's a lot of tanks. And then, as you saw, Benny kind of overextending in the middle, got himself nuked. Clever play by the 2 and 5Bs, not exposing themselves early, waiting for Benny to drive forward long enough to the point where he couldn't back up at all. And yeah, the 2 and 5Bs, Violet, Mamma Mia, easily farming out 4k each. Very handy game 1 when there for Kitten team. That's a good way for them to start out top 8. Not so much Evany, but I mean, that was just maybe an unfortunate strat from Evany and didn't quite work. Kitten was very well positioned to counter that, so we'll see if all the games go that way or if Evany can clean their act up a little bit, because they're not a bad team. Evany's pretty good. They are a very solid roster. We played them in the 10v10 tournament and they kicked our butts. And obviously, you know, you can't really compare a quick tournament to a tournament like this, and also I don't play competitively, but we're usually still very solid in quick tournaments and don't lose sets too often, so they kicked our butts. They're a very good team. We'll move on to game 2. Different roster for Evany. They're rocking an IS-4 now. And Kitten's got an XM. Okay, we got some specialty strats here. I love seeing unique tanks being used. Kitten also rocking an IS-4. Very similar lineups overall, actually. Evany doesn't believe in the Super Conquerors. They're rocking the 2 and 5Bs. But they held very well last game for Kitten, so we'll see how they do. Game 2 beginning now. Seven minutes run, he's even said his favorite line. Oh yeah, that's true. Very true. Welcome, Chris. Chris, why are you benching for Kitten right now? Alright, and now we're going to be seeing, it looks like, Evany, this time hard committing C. They like grouping together pretty heavily, although they do send target practice to the standard heavy spotting position over on the A side, but the rest of them heavily pushing towards C. Maybe Buck hanging back a little bit. I get a bit of a farming position with the 2 and 5Bs. That's what they're used for. Kitten, another aggressive push into B. Lagundo going to try to reset it. For some reason, sideways peeking. He activates his reactive beforehand, though, so it only takes 1200 damage. But very quick B grab. Lagundo did not do much to reset it. He didn't do anything to reset it. And took free damage. Kitten's going to keep aggressing. They finally Raclette, Kenobi, Buck, Benny, Leggy. Pretty much everyone from Evany has been spotted, and Kitten are still choosing to push through with it. That is an overextension. But they are getting a lot of damage out, and Evy's not really in a position to punish. They are going to wrap around into Genesis and Trap Millen should stay on EU. At this point, looks like the MLEs are just like, you know what? We've sent it all the way at this point. We might as well just make best use of ourselves. Try to get the kill in Lagundo before going down. Chorizos needs to put the shot in, misses it. So those two tanks do not get any picks, and they die for it. So it's a 5v7. The Leggy gets picked, 5v6. Lagundo's still pretty low, but it's going to be hard for Evney to put his gun into the fight. Violet getting picked, so it's a 4v6, 4v5. It can definitely overextend it with those MLEs. Originally didn't look like Evney was ready to punish it, but they did. And even though Kitten has the HP, Evney has the guns, and they're going to make good use of them. Although, if Buck gets focus fired here, you know, Copenhagen's doing a good job of blocking Kenobi away from Genesis. Their target practice will have that kill. Mamma picks Buck with a good HE here, does so, very nice. 2v4, Lagundo's still not really able to get himself into the fight at all. If Mamma can help with Kenobi here, that would be great. Or Copenhagen turning around for target practice, but he already put a shot into Kenobi. So not going to be easy for him to make himself useful here. Riclette's been farming from this side the entire time. A well-placed HE, though, again from Mamma getting that kill, but they lose Copenhagen, so it's a 1 versus 3 scenario here. Funny enough, Mamma has the HP lead. Crazy clutch here if he wins it, but that hit hurts. Every hit that you take in a 1 versus 3 hurts. So Evney, of course, is a unified team. Very different from a pub game where 1v3ing isn't as difficult when everyone's pretty low, but Evney, everyone's low, but everyone's coordinated, unified, able to make plays. As soon as Mamma gets spotted somewhere, everyone from Evney is going to react instantly and in unison to get crossfires, to prevent their low health tanks from dying, etc. Mamma and target practice do spot each other, but Kenobi's on the A base, Lagundo's backing off. And yeah, very, very difficult for Mamma to do anything here. You have to make some sort of play. The question is, what can you do in this position? You advise me what X to buy? Nathan, depends on what you want and what your experience level is. How long you've been playing this game? What kind of tank do you want? Are you any good at the game? Are you a noob? Are you pro player? Yuno's just trying to keep himself safe here, which is the right way of doing it. Now, again getting spotted here, but doesn't actually light anyone from Evney until just now. Lagundo backing out. Ooh. Could have been risky. Mamma had a very nice reaction there, but was not able to do anything with it. And there's no way Lagundo is going to make that peak twice. Kenobi missing the shot, though. And you're looking for an HE, doesn't quite have an HE. Lagundo putting in the extra shot, and that's game. That was close, though. I got to give it up to Kitten. It was close, but overextension with those MLEs and didn't really support them at all. And again, they missed the kill shot that they needed on Lagundo. That absolutely would have changed the game in the end game there. If Lagundo were not alive in that position, Mamma could have pushed a 1 versus 1 with either Kenobi or target practice and hoped that the other tank wouldn't have been ready. Great game, though, I gotta say, from Kenobi and target practice. Both of them doing 4.5 almost. Very nicely done. And it's the first map all done. We're going to be moving on to Middleburg for games 3 and 4. Yeah, Evney again going back to their simple 5 Emily, 2-2, and 5B lineup. Welcome, Christopher, to the stream. Catherine, hello. And Mao. So yeah, Middleburg for games 3 and 4. Kitten's still picking their lineup. They're taking their sweet time. But potential light tank coming out, which is interesting. Yeah, Mamma running it. Three MLEs, 2 Super Kongs, a 2 and 5B, and 200. Okay. So, I mean, Ken looks like an up team, like they're going to go uphill, but Evney, you can really do either one with that lineup. MLEs are just so flexible, you can do whatever. I just don't know if you would take 3 MLEs, 3 British heavies, and like go town. Especially with the T100. Sup Wee Woo? Why Super Conk? It's a pretty good mix of a lot of things. Got the full gun depression while also having reactive armor, so it's durable. It's got a reasonably good gun thanks to it being a British heavy. It's certainly a better gun than the MLE in my opinion. And the armor is pretty troll, pretty good at face hugging. And also the nice HE that the Super Conker has can be good into the side of an MLE. Can definitely going up, yeah, with that lineup. Not surprised at all. Ebony's going up with their lineup. Ooh, actually getting spotted a little bit, but too late. This Kitten had already shot all their blind shots, so not able to get anything out of that nice spotting from Mamma Mia. Both teams are going to cap one base down low. Interestingly, Ebony's keeping a 2 and 5B down low. Maybe he's just going to speed boost right back up. Yeah, he is. So Ebony not going to waste any time over here. They're going to have all tanks up top. And if they spot anything down low for Kitten, they're going to go for a very quick push up top is my guess. No, Raclette is not going up top. He's going to be a corner camper. A common position used in competitive play. No surprise, I suppose, but it looks like he wanted to go up top. No, he was just going red line to keep himself from being spotted. Violet going to try to grab B here. May or may not trigger the push up top. We will see. Because Kitten having a tank down low, but so does Evany, so. I will say though, if Kenobi drives into Violet right now, they have that 2-on-1, Kitten would not be able to counter push up top very easily. Trap Melons is pretty far back. Well, it is getting reset on the B base though. Raclette doing a very good job of that. All you gotta do is spam HE into them tracks. And yeah, Violet's gonna back off of B. And since Evany grabbed C, their cap lead is gonna grow. And Kitten's gonna have a bit of a trickier time pushing up top. They have a T100, not a very good pushing tank, of course. Gonna be an instant target for Evany as soon as he gets lit. But Kitten has to try, and it looks like they are going to be moving up with Chorizos. Genesis Copenhagen going to get in a position. Trap Melon taking a bit of time, as well as Bentley Coop. They will have to make that push, but they are going to be met with a very nice fortress of 5 MLEs. Very durable tanks, and they are bleeding quite well into the Kitten team. Violet's taking some damage, so is Chorizos. Evany will go for the quick counter push. 2 shots into Chorizos. He's already used his reactive. And Laguno having a bit of a flank here on Violet is very nice. Mamma Mia going to come in from the side, but what are you going to be able to do from there? Hard to say. And Evany's got a very good lineup here. Quick kill on Violet to start things out. Kitten will counter push into target practice, but he's covered by Leggy, he's covered by Kenobi, covered by X1Z if need be, but he's currently looking elsewhere at the moment. I will say I'm surprised Evany hasn't turned immediately for that light tank, but they can suit themselves here. He's going to clean up a nice couple kills here. Kitten actually taking the tank advantage here. But as long as Evany can keep pumping out those damages, then they'll be fine. But yeah, Mamma Mia able to rotate all the way from one side to the other, getting this pick now on Leggy here. And I must say, Evany not killing that light tank early on, it could be very costly for them. They should be able to pick up Bentley Cube quickly here. No, Lagundo putting the shot into Raclette. And Raclette bouncing as well. And now that light tank really has an opportunity to clutch here, he has to stop the bases though. 965, 970. He has to try to save Kenobi here, but... Or sorry, save Copenhagen, but Copenhagen gets killed. Oh my goodness, if that didn't go down to cap, Kitten absolutely had won that one just because of Mamma Mia staying alive in that T100, but Evany had the caps just a little bit too long. Kitten was not able to stop the base down low that they wanted to in time, and yeah, that means Evany is going to take game 3. I was not even paying attention to the caps, not going to lie, but yeah, the Evany team not killing Mamma Mia was absolutely costly. I'm not sure why they didn't immediately turn their guns towards the light tank as soon as he got spotted. Because that is a priority target, and you can see he got 5 kills there. He's able to float around that entire battle as much as he wanted, and again, the caps build Evany out completely from that. But of course, that is an important thing to consider. So I'm not going to say like, oh, Evany got lucky because of the caps, because obviously they designed their strat around having the caps, but you know, them not killing Mamma Mia in the 200 was almost very costly. This time, though, it looks like both teams are going to have light tanks. 550 M's potentially from Kitten. Don't know what's going on here, but they're trying something new. I like it. I want to see how Evany reacts to this. Very interesting lineup here. Obviously, at the high level, you know, this lineup might suffer because of how few hit points it has and how, you know, non-durable the 50Ms are compared to something like an MLE, but you know, there always is the chance that they catch Evany off guard. Very interesting. You'll get your rewards watching streams on our own server. Yes, this is an NA rewards only stream, unfortunately. Welcome, Lila Mora. Looking at Apex streams I found, yeah, it's gonna be NA only. What's up, Russell's Potatoes? Welcome to the stream. And Sirkan, welcome. Alright, let's get on with game number 4. Would WT affect the game mode in the tournament? I don't know if it would be good at a tournament level. Tank's not released, so it's hard to say. You know, if it's going to be implemented the way it was implemented as a test tank, or if it's going to be changed at all, who knows? Very difficult to say. Let's focus on the game here. Kitten with 5 50Ms. They don't actually all spawn up top, interestingly. There's only room for those 5 tanks, so Bentley Coop going to take a little bit of time. But immediately, I like it. Yeah, Raclette just completely bailing from the seaside. He's like, yeah, we're not going to do this. Even though the lineup does look like it could have been something that Evany would want to take up top, 2 and 5 Bs, with only the mouse maybe holding down low, you know. There's no way they want to contest 50Ms up top like that. Bentley Coop, though, bleeding a little bit more than he needed to. Not a great start for the Kitten team, I do have to say. And the one problem with running all these tanks is they have to stay up top. And they can't grab either A or B, but they do get a really nice pick on Raclette there, being spotted out by Trapmelon. Raclette was not able to cross back in time and got completely deleted. That is the nice thing about the 50Ms. You can get very quickly forward, catch someone off guard, that's a kill. The problem is this, again, like, they have to go up top. You can't contest the town in the 50Ms right away. So you give up both bases. So now I have to fight from being down the cap. And as we saw last game, being down cap did not go too well for Kitten. But we'll see how it goes this game. Lagundo going to spot Chorizo's trying to go redline in the 50M. He's going to take some damage for that. Not that much, though. And he's made his way down into the corner. Going to be the, I guess, the corner camping tank this time for Kitten. Kitten, despite knowing that their tanks are going to get spotted, they're still going to keep pushing this way anyway. And who are they going to find? Looks like Violet and Trapmelon are on the other side of the map. So we're going to be seeing a little bit of a surround and pound here from Kitten. But are they going to be able to break through this defense that Evany's got set up? They step into B, which is very significant. Evany needs to hold on to both of the bases if they want to hold on to their advantage. But Violet must have overextended here. He's getting completely bled out by Kenobi and Buck. X1Z. He will fall very quickly here. It's a matter of Kitten trying to counter push on the other side of the map. Violet's on a one-shot. He will go down to Kenobi in just a minute here. Kitten's looking at Lagundo here, as well as Leggy. Chorizo's is going to have that kill, no problem. Target practice is the next focus fire for Kitten, though. Violet does get picked up, finally. It took long enough for that to happen. Looks like maybe Trapmelon killed Buck or something. That must have happened. It's very impressive, though, and Kitten is pushing through just fine here. They'll have the kill on target practice in just a second. Man, 50Ms and T100, they did break through. Genesis getting a shot blocked by the teammate, but it doesn't matter. And the 550Ms do actually win the game. What is Kenobi looking at? I don't know what Kenobi's looking at. Maybe he had a broken turret or something. I didn't see that, but... yeah. Kitten winning game 4, running 550 Ms. What a game. I was concerned how they'd break through the defense, but they did. They just completely shoved. You know, Violet was going down. Maybe Ebony put too many tanks on them. They put 3 tanks all the way out there to punish Violet. Including the mouse that took a long time to bring back into the fight. So, yeah, tough game there for Ebony, but Kitten, they got to be proud of themselves. Obviously, the quick kill and Raclette definitely helped them there. Because the light tank would have definitely helped give information to the Ebony team, which they didn't have a whole lot of. But yeah, we're tied up 2-2. Head into Naval Frontier for games 5 and 6. Get that set up here. Surely we're not going to be seeing another 550 M threat on this map, are we? That'd be crazy. No 4K5 before they delete you in the shop. Yeah, who knows? Who knows? Alpha, welcome to the stream. So the rewards of the stream is muted. I'm not sure, but it has to be the top tab. I have to make sure the blue counter is going up. If the gray counter is going up, you're not getting counted. You need to make sure the blue counter is going up. So you need to have the tab open. If it's muted or not, I guess I'm not really sure. But don't you love hearing the sound of my voice, Alpha? Another interesting tank pick from Kitten. We saw an XM on game 2. Game 5, we're seeing a Sheridan light tank being used. Interesting. Probably some hit and run tactics is what the tank will be used for. It's very good at that. High alpha damage for a light, but maybe he's expecting to see a T100. Yeah, fighting a 50M would not be great. He did have a 50M readied up though until just about 5 seconds ago. They switched to the D100. That could be nice for the Sheridan. We will see how it goes. Of course, if the Sheridan is able to brawl against the T100, or if the T100 gets close enough to brawl the Sheridan, I meant to say, the T100 is going to win that fight every single time in a 1v1. But if the Sheridan can play distance, that's absolutely going to be really nice. But, I mean, there's a good reason the tank's not used very often. It's not the best in most scenarios, so they must have some sort of specialty strat for the tank, and I'm curious to see where it derives. Right now he's going to start off driving middle here. Get a spot on one of the heavy tanks crossing. Everybody's going with their classic 5 MLE lineup. Only 1, 2, and 5B though. They're going to be running a T100 instead. And Sheridan actually missing the opening shot there. But interestingly, 3 MLEs driving directly through B from Ebony. Kitten's going to send Copenhagen and Violet to chase. That could be a little awkward. And they're backing out. They're like, okay, we don't want to do this after all. And he takes a quick A through Clet. Kitten not really sure what they want to do yet. Looks like they're going to try to back out Genesis, as he could have been a potential target if Ebony kept pushing forward here. The Kitten going to finally step in a base of their own. They got C with the Sheridan. I'm wondering how they're going to utilize the tank here, because T100 is going to be a demon for that thing. It's able to get into a brawl. Although at the moment, I guess Ebony's not really using the T100 too aggressively. The moment, gameplay a little bit slow. Going to start making moves up here against the MLEs that have pushed so far. But it is interesting to see maybe if a crossfire could be established. But no, Kitten actually getting Mommy Mia spotted. Takes a shot from Buck. Already only on 1300 HP. Not the best start for a light tank. And Kitten immediately activating the reactive. Looks like they want the counter push. They want to start with the counter push, but Charisos has already bled half of his HP here. And it's not clear how they're going to do it. Yeah, no, they are going to send him anyway. Charisos is just going to get bled out completely by Kenobi the Raclette target practice. He's dead instantly. Violet has pushed across, and in comes Kitten with the counter push here. They find Benny. They'll find Leggy in just a moment here, but all these tanks completely farming from up top in A. Could be a lot of damage into Kitten. And look at Mommy Mia just floating around in C, not doing a whole lot. I like how Evany sent Raclette around to annoy Violet here. He's not really doing a lot. He's kind of scared of the rest of the MLEs that are coming in. Maybe he should be. Kitten's got plenty of HP, though. They should not be super conservative here. Kenobi's still sitting up top, but they've dropped Leggy, they've dropped target practice. They're going to go in and counter push. Reclet with a nice on-the-move kill on Buck, or on Violet, though. Buck does get picked. Looks like Evany's going to find Genesis next. It's a 4v5 at the moment. Kenobi should be able to pick Bentley Coop. Reclet can hunt down Mommy Mia, and yeah, this should be a win for Evany here. We'll say Treadmill got a good shot into Leggy, though. Genesis putting one in. Hit the shot. No, he doesn't hit the shot. Oh, no. Starting to cost a little bit there. The micro plays from Leggy LaFemboy. Missing too many shots there. Reclet putting one into Mommy Mia. Gonna keep chasing. Puts another in? No, not quite able to. And all of a sudden, Reclet not looking good for that fight. Getting circled around, and Treadmill picking up that kill. Caught playing a ring around the rosy a little bit too much, and now it's a 4v2. Kitten has the tanks against Evany. They've also completely backed Evany into a corner here. They're all stuck in the A base. Kitten, of course, all their tanks are relatively low except Copenhagen, but Evany has to fight out of a corner here. Bases are going to be at 800 for Kitten in just a minute. Treadmill missing that shot, though. Mommy Mia might have a big one. Into the rear target practice. Yeah, you need to put that in. Target practice gets the kill on Genesis. Mommy Mia misses the kill shot. That is going to allow Kenobi to drive forward, pick up the kill. And now it's just a 2v2, and now Evany's in the lead. When they found Mommy Mia completely cornered in here. Yeah. There was a little bit of a chance there for Kitten to bring that back, but unfortunately they were not able to execute on it. The tanks were not safe enough. And Evany punched away from their corner and now have the tank lead. They will have to be careful for the bases because Kitten has two of them. But as long as target practice steps on to B, he's fine here, and they win. He's about to drive on to B. Ooh, wait, Copenhagen gets the kill on Kenobi. That could be interesting. He's found Kenobi. I didn't even notice that he was still hanging around back here. Copenhagen does have a chance to clutch up, but he has to get this kill quickly. 564, and he gets the fire! No way. Is that enough, though? I don't think it's enough. I think Evany still wins it on caps. Yeah, I think Evany does still win on caps. It's really close. Wow, Copenhagen did everything right there in the end game, but dang, Evany stepped on to be just in time to get that win. That would have been an amazing clutch for Kitten, but Evany was able to punch back from that corner. Very nicely done. And they will have the advantage going into game number 6. Man, if Mommy Mia had hit that one extra shot there at the end game, that could have been massive. That was on one of the MLEs. I forget which one it was. But it missed. Also, I apologize for my voice. I'm a little bit sick. I've been coughing a lot today. Past few days. Trying to meet when I can, but might not catch everything. But yeah, game number 6 here. Kitten has a chance to equalize, go to tiebreaker. Evany could win it right here, right now. Purple chat died a long time ago. Yeah, Twitch chat's dead. YouTube chat's pretty poppin' though. We've got like 5 times the amount of people on YouTube. Plus there's everyone who's on the portal. It doesn't even count towards the YouTube views, so there's that. Although, to be fair, they don't show up in the chat either. But yeah, let's look at lineups here. Kitten. 2 and 5 aces, Super Conk, 4 MLEs. Evany also looking like 4 MLEs potentially. 2 50Ms. And a 2 and 5B. Okay, so double 50M for Evany. They're going to be taking some mobility this time around. Also, thank you to Chepe for the follow on Twitch. Also, forgot to shout out Jay Boyd for the follow, Fernan Gomez, and Diego for subscribing on YouTube. So welcome to everyone. Game 6 here. This is do or die for Kitten. Basically, Kitten lost their first set. I didn't see, did Evany lose their first set as well? I think they did. Going 0-2 would not be a great start for the tournament, so of course you want to be winning your first sets. especially against the teams that are very similar to you in terms of skill, because it's going to be very difficult for Evany and Kitten to punch up against like Joker Origin, for example. But for a set like this, where both of the teams, it's not easy to predict who wins, very important for both teams to get the win. Because if you want any shot at top 4, you're going to have to beat some teams that are above your level, as well as all the teams that are at your level, so that is that. So it looks like Evany going to be bringing both of their 50Ms up top. They'll find Violet. No shots being put in quite yet. Kitten's going very hard into A. A couple tanks have been spotted for them. But Evany with a quick C grab here. And Violet is going to be alone. Good shout from Mamma Mia into Riclet. He's going to be found by Buck, though. Also, someone's sneaking around back here. It's Kenobi sneaking around for some A defense. Actually gets the reset. Kitten will grab A, but a little bit later, that's going to give Evany the cap lead. So Mamma Mia is getting bled a little bit. So does Buck. And Kitten's immediately going for a repush here. Violet getting shoved by the double 50Ms, but Kitten's wasting no time. The 2 and 5Bs are coming right on in. Genesis using his reactive, a little, maybe early, but he's taken some damage for it, so maybe it was useful. Violet in a sneaky little, trying to use this wall, I guess no, it doesn't really work at all, and actually missing his counter shots in here. Yeah, this is game over for Violet here. Bentley Coop trying to push on through, but he might be a little bit late, and that just might have been Kitten throwing a second tank away for free. Yeah, that's going to be hard to come back from. I think Evany is looking really good right now. Trisos going with a 1v1 against Kenobi here. Over on the A base, but Evany completely out-brawling over on this side. Trapmelon's going to go down. Target Practice and Riclet have completely spit-roasted Bentley Coop right there. And Evany's doing quite well in this brawl. Kitten might be able to pick up the kill on Buck, but HP differential's only growing. It's a 6v3. Kenobi's not even looking at Chorizo's. He's helping out with the brawl over here. Excellent focus fire by Evany in doing that. It's a very sneaky little look there. Chorizo's is trying to farm Kenobi while Kenobi's not even looking at him. Dang. That's just disrespect. Just like that, I think Evany is going to be winning this set 4-2 here. Some GGs from both teams, which is respectable, but unfortunately for Kitten, they will be dropping the set here. In come the 50Ms from behinds. Chorizo's trying to last desperation HE to get a kill here, but not going to get anything. And there we go. Evany will win the set 4-2. Congratulations to them. They will move on. Well, obviously both teams are moving on, but they will move on from this 1-1. Getting 0-2 to start off their sets. Now, if Kitten had won that game 5, which was very winnable for them, that would have forced a tiebreaker right now. But unfortunately for them, Evany said no. Kenobi on top of 3.5. Again, highlighting the fact that Kenobi and Chorizo's had a little bit of a 1v1 on A, but Kenobi deciding to look elsewhere for the focus fire. It's a very smart heads-up play by them. So really good focus fire. And congrats to Evany. They deserve the dub. And that's that. That's the end of day 1, guys. We will go ahead and quickly look at the website, see how all the other sets are going. Lots of monster sets to be watched right now, but unfortunately can't watch all of them. I can only pick one, and I want to watch all the teams that I can, so that's why I chose to watch Evany Kitten. Let's go ahead and see. Not all the sets are done. Joker Rejects is still going on. Rejects fighting hard today, man. They took multiple games off of Origin, and it looks like they're probably taking multiple games off Joker as well. Let's go ahead and share this. And, yeah, so Tour 1, obviously, we've already seen, so it doesn't matter if I block that score, but we can do this. So DFM over 7, bud, 4-1. Evany over Kitten, which we watched. Origin does defeat Pincer 4-2, which was streamed by Tommy if we want to watch this later. And Rejects Joker is still going on, guys, so Rejects fighting very, very hard today. I'm very impressed. But at the moment, only undefeated team at the moment is Origin. DFM, Pincer, Evany in 7, but with only 1 win. Kitten with 0. Rejects, we'll see how they do against Joker. Joker might go undefeated as well, but like honestly, good for rejects. They got Joker and Origin out. Like they've finished having to fight, you know, Joker Origin on day 1, right? They don't have to worry about these teams anymore. Now they can focus against all the others, you know. They don't expect to win either of these sets. Obviously, they're going to try their best, and they did very well against Origin. They're probably doing well against Joker as well, but yeah, having those out of the way is going to be very nice. So even though they might start out with 0-2 start, they're looking very good moving forward because of that. Then all of these teams having only 1 win. You know, this tournament's still anyone's game. It can go anyone's way. Of course, that's why it's only day 1. Anyway, day 2, I believe we're watching both reject sets, DFM rejects and then 7-wood rejects, I think. I think I have all of the sets that I'm spectating up at the moment. Actually, I'm not 100% sure. I'm not going to comment. But if you look at my YouTube fundamentals, you might be able to see them. The last day might be subject to change, just depending on how the scores are and if there's any sets that might be like really important to the ending of the tournament. Might switch those around, but for the most part, we'll just focus on tomorrow. We'll be watching DFM rejects and 7-wood rejects. Also, thank you to Sinbran Trapp with the sub. I appreciate it. Rep Evany, thank you very much. Congrats on your dub. Very nicely done. That is Raclette, by the way, who just gave that sub. Yeah, I appreciate it, dude. Very kind. Never used YouTube streaming platform. Sticks, I'm not a big fan of YouTube streaming either, to be honest. If it were up to me, I would always be doing Twitch. I have been a Twitch streamer at heart since I started streaming. You know, for the first like 3 years, 2-3 years, I was solo Twitch. And then recently, within the past year or two, I started multi-streaming. But now my YouTube has overtaken my Twitch, so it clearly shows where most people are. But I am more of a Twitch fan myself. Anyway, that is that. We will go ahead maybe and check in-game one more time, see if the Joker reject set has completed. But I'm not going to wait too long, so we might just go ahead and call it. Okay, Joker over rejects 4-2. So that is final score there. So rejects, yeah, they start out 0-2, but they've got their 2 hardest sets done out of the way. And the rest of these sets, they definitely have a good chance of winning. They've already beaten DFM twice, I believe. So we're going to be watching them playing tomorrow. But having watched these guys already, maybe I should click on an individual player and look at their Blitzmasters Legends 2 qualifier. And then matches. They beat DFM once, twice. So tomorrow we're going to be seeing if they're able to three-peat or if DFM is going to fight back and take the dub. Very important set. So yeah, that is that, guys. The end of day 1 for Blitzmasters Legends Top 8. Hope that you guys all enjoyed today. Of course, getting that little snow globe win was pretty nice, I won't lie. Haven't decided if I'm going to keep gambling or not, but you know, it is what it is. I'll catch y'all around for day number 2 tomorrow, watching rejects both of their sets. And yeah, that's about it. So I will let you guys go. Wait, can I end yet? No, I can't end yet. I can't end yet because the portal. That's right. Portal's going on for a few more minutes, so I cannot end quite yet. Had to double check that. I don't want to end before the portal is up. So I just need to, let's play one game. Play one game and then I'll end it. That'll be enough time. That would be scummy of me to end it before the portal closes. Let's go Yag. Yag is fun. We played the leopard, we played the mouse. Let's play the Yag. On Dead Rail. Thanks for coming here, no problem. Hope you enjoyed. I'm also checking my second tab to make sure that I've got my rewards portal open because of course I've been watching it on my own to make sure that I'm getting the rewards that I'm streaming for you as well. Looks like the Sheridans have split themselves here. If I pop up like this, do I find anything? I do. I missed that shot. Rip Bozo. Both of their TDs are back there. Good to know. In there. Yag is back there. Yeah. Unfortunately, my team has taken no map. They've taken all the map. So it's going to be very challenging for me to do anything here. Yeah, that was a good shot. You have 4005 for some reason, one of the worst tanks you can take in this mode. And he's just dead. Can't hit anything there. That's a pretty good shot. Yeah, why a 4K5? 4K5 is a terrible pick. That's a good shot though. Running an autoloader in general is just not good on this map because you're in this mode because you every time you shoot your gun, that'd be nutty shot if that hit. Every time you shoot your gun, you get knocked back. So it's just like you can't use an autoloader because every time you shoot, you just get knocked back and you have to re-aim again. Yeah, this 4K5 is fucking dead. I have no idea why you'd run that tank. Absolutely brain dead. Where's Panda? Not competing. Is no Panda in this tournament. That shot went low. That would have been an important kill. Unfortunately, my teammates died kind of one by one. We're just about at the limit. You're teleporting. This dude's actually teleporting. Lucky. Yep. Well, that is the end of that. Actually, I am curious to see how my teammates did. Did the 4K5 do any damage at all? He did a shot. So did the Rhino. It's more than the Concept did. The Concept survived until the end and didn't do any damage. That is unlucky. Anyway, we have reached the portal limit. I'm going to go ahead and end it here. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. And I'll see you later. So as always, stay safe. Happy tanking.